copy. This game fucking sucks, man. Fuck this game. it. Let's go. 235. Wow. Interesting second act, that's for sure. I wasn't actually going for the upper bound on any of these runs, but this run in particular, I really felt like I got near perfect whammy. So I was just like, I'll throw a run at it. And yeah, red flame the front end, but I saved it on the back end, so even Steven Seagal. I actually want to look at that real quick. Okay, so I overlapped it on the front end frame perfectly, but I also hit the back end frame perfectly, like star power ended on that frame. So yeah, I can't be upset about it either way. I'm not upset about this at all. I got 235k, but the main reason I actually wasn't going for the second act is just because I wanted to get somewhat comfortable hitting the solo in runs first. This is only like not counting my first FC a couple years ago, maybe fourth time I hit solo 2, but I haven't done that many runs of this, to be fair. The first little session of attempts I threw at this was in the middle of the Bark at the Moon grind, and I was still really getting the grasp of this engine's mechanics, which I know might sound weird because, I've been playing GH2 for the past 2 years, but these engines really are not one-to-one. They do share a lot of DNA, but just the hit windows and everything are just completely different in this game compared to 2 and 80s. So anyway, that first little session, I never managed to hit the solo or get particularly close. But also, I was really struggling to get the stupid reverse squeeze for the nearly ideal path. I got it really quickly in those attempts, but there was just like no consistency. The main thing is I just kept activating on the frame that I strummed the last yellow. But this session, I got into the groove of it pretty quickly, and I hit that reverse squeeze, whatever you want to call it, like 8 times in a row. But yeah, as I said before, that really wasn't the reason I wasn't going for Act 2. It played a little bit of a part because it is still difficult. Even though I was getting it very consistently this session, it still, I know, is a really tight timing and just hard to execute. Overall, these ticks aren't terrible. They're not very good mainly because of the last act. If I hadn't gotten the solo squeeze, I would have used the extended hit window fret trick on the back end just to preserve as many ticks as possible, which was my original plan. But I did miss it in a couple practice runs that I played through the end because while I am pretty comfortable with that mechanic and I should be good at it at this point, I think what really throws me off about it on this engine is the lack of hyperspeed, and I think a lot of those runs I was just straight up strumming too early outside of the hit window. So yeah, seeing that I had hit the solo squeeze and also that my front end for the last act wasn't very good, I just said ticks are for the birds, let's close out 235k. But yeah, the solo, everything involved with that. So, turns out this game is actually playable when you can practice it. I understand where some people, some of the better players of this song are coming from at this point, saying this isn't all that difficult. I still very much hold that this is a top 5, probably hardest song in this game. But when you're able to practice it, like, you can just see the method I'm using is just basically using all the hopos, and in the practice ISO, I hit it 10 times in a row. Now, that being said, that still doesn't transfer over perfectly to I can hit this in a run every time. Just like Bark of the Moon, just like anything in this game, any difficult solo really, you still have to get into the groove and like get that experience of hitting it in a run, which is what I was describing earlier, why I wasn't pushing the second act super hard. But back to the original point, trying to FC this song and just learn that second solo without practice is very much still makes this song a top 3 hardest in the game. Once you have that muscle memory, comprehension, and experience, I can understand why people place it lower in the difficulty scale, but until you get there, it's just a clusterfuck. But yeah, something I really didn't think about much or mention in the Bark at the Moon video either is that Having a pre-built practice ISO is really convenient, but people were making customs of this song's solos way back in the day as well. So I don't feel unbearably guilty about using these modern conveniences, but it is absolutely a night and day difference not using a practice ISO. And like I said in the original full game FC videos, I am proud of myself for just sticking to the vanilla game to do that. But anyway, back to scoring mechanics. Basically, while practicing the solo, after I actually, learned the hopos and was able to hit it pretty consistently, then I started practicing the solo with the front end squeeze execution. And that's something that I've done in, GH2 and 80s. Of course, it's way more straightforward there with an actual practice mode, but just a general squeezing scoring tip. Yeah, you absolutely should be including any of your squeezing execution in your general practice of sections. It's just not a good idea to wait till you're in runs and try to improvise that on the fly. So that also went a long way here into making that transition as smooth as possible. And while I did practice Solo 3 a decent amount, particularly that back end, hoping to get the red, but not like fully committed to it. Obviously, I still struggled a lot with that in runs, and that just has to do with the fact that I just in general still suck at this game engine. Playing without hyperspeed, the smaller hit windows. I mean, the whammy for the solo act is like, I could not believe I was missing on those whammies by hitting it too early. I was going back and like watching the VODs, and it looked like I was hitting it 2 frames before the note crossed the strike line. It's almost an insult to the term early whammy, seriously, especially on that grace note of the green strum into the yellow hammer on. Early whammy just does not exist in certain situations on this engine. Which, you can argue for GH2 also, like the Ballroom Blitz solo B whammy and stuff. But yeah, I am just not even close to being comfortable or skilled at these mechanics. And all things considered, this is kind of a cheesy first place, just because there's only one other person that's done this path. But I don't feel all that guilty about that either, because I think I hit all the squeezes that have been hit before, at least on FC runs. So this is a generally well executed first place regardless. Don't need to drag this on anymore, just very pleased how this shaped up.